Take two.
So, came to Rotary, and quite frankly, I just came for networking purposes, but then just kept showing up and learning more about what it was about. And so the theme of my life has always been, making money, because I didn't have any when I was young, so that's the big theme. But what I realized over time is that success is great, but what I'm really after is significance now. So of course I want to make money. I'm competitive. I want to provide for my family. That's great. But also to be able to give back, and you need money to be able to do those things. So that's really why I'm here, because I figure if you are not part of the solution, you're part of the problem, right? So I just want to be part of the solution and give back where I can. Plus, what I get out of it is it keeps me humble, and it makes me feel good. So what do we do at Picket Fence Financial? Well, we save people from Wall Street. How do we do that? Why do we do that? Well, let me ask you a question. Why do you think Wall Street exists? Do you think it's to help you meet your financial goals?
Make money.
Make money.
Yeah.
Right, make money. Well, how do they do that, Tom?
They charge you fees, and they get commissions on what they sell you.
Right, they're selling products, right? They're selling products, and that's the main reason. And you hit the nail on the head. They get paid commissions to do that. So right off the bat, if you had to choose financial planners, okay, and in one of the paperworks it said, our interests may not align with yours, and the other option it said, we are legally obligated to put your interests above our own in everything we do, and if not, you can sue us, which one would you feel more comfortable recommending? Which one would you feel more comfortable dealing with?
The second.
Right. The trouble is there's so much money behind Wall Street that they want to move those products, so less than 1% of planners out there are actually fee only. Now there's another term, it's called fee-based, okay, and that's because commissioned salespeople who act as financial planners want to latch themselves on to the fee-only name. They like the fee-only concept, they like the idea of doing the right thing, they like the idea of not having any conflicts of interest. But the fact is, if they're selling products and getting paid by such and such company to get those products into your portfolio, who are they really loyal to? Right? And if you really want to have some fun, go online and find a calculator of a fee comparison calculator, and put in a 0.5% versus 1%. Okay, because the commissions is one thing that they get paid. The other way they get paid is by assets under management. Now we get that also. We charge a 0.5% to manage assets. Most of them will charge 1%. Okay, which sounds great until you really get into the mutual funds, which if they're at 1.5% on average, well, we're going to be at 0.2 on the funds that we use. So to have your money professionally managed and the fund costs, etc., we're at 0.7 compared to 1% to manage your money, plus getting commissions, plus maybe you get an annuity, which I sold them for 10 years, I get it, okay, but if you gave me $100,000 today to put it into an annuity, I'll make $8,500 on that one product, and if you don't like it, tough. You can't sue me. And if you're following the industry at all, there's a big, huge push to make everybody else out there like us. Because all they have to do right now is meet a suitability standard, which means that, hey, if you need retirement income and they give you any product at all that gives you retirement income, their job is done, they're off the hook. Versus, we have to, if we're saying, look, this is the lowest cost, we have to find the lowest cost and prove it. And if not, you can sue us over it. You can't sue that. Okay, so that's just to kind of give you the comparison there. So how do we save people from Wall Street? Low cost. We don't care which funds we're using, okay? It's going to help you meet your goals. And again, if you do that fee comparison of just, let's say you had $200,000, because I'd run this number, you had $200,000 in your retirement, and you compared a 0.5% going to your broker versus 1% over 20 years, $350,000 extra would be in your account, okay? Or somewhere in that range, 200 to 300 extra would be in your account. Guess where it's going now if you're paying the 1%? It's going to your broker, and that's why they drive a Mercedes, right, or a Lexus. So that's on the individual side. We work with individuals, but my focus is on the 401k plans, because in case you haven't noticed, you've been hearing Social Security's going broke and Medicare's going broke, everybody's going broke, and you need to do your own retirement plan. So, and the other thing is the amazing amount of lawsuits that are happening because of all these excessive fees. And I mean, you could pull any company, I just grab one here, but here's one. Mass Mutual settles 401k suit with its employees for $31 million. So Mass Mutual, they do 401k plans for businesses. And of course they have their own 401k for their own employees. Their own employees sued them and won because of the funds that they put in their own company's 401k plan were super expensive. Okay? So $31 million suit, but here's the reason. Mass Mutual caused unreasonable administrative fees to be charged through the plans. They offered high cost and poor performing investments and offered a fixed income option that was unduly risky and expensive. Okay, and that's just one. You could also check out Franklin Templeton. You could see New York Life, Cetera, Target, Fidelity Investments, Ameriprise. All these places, their own employees sued them because their own. So if that's their own employees and that's how they're treating them, how do you think your buddy at Ameriprise is treating you if that's who you're dealing with, right? So really, really scary stuff, and that's why we're on a mission to save people. So how do we do that? First, we've got a 401k toolkit. This one happens to be going to Kevin Murray, okay, over at Gold Medal, but there's a little brochure on how we do things differently. But in here is a quick report card that any business owner who's in charge of their company 401k can get a real quick litmus test. How am I doing on cost and my fiduciary obligations and all these things that you need? So in 10 minutes they can figure that out. And we offer them a fiduciary audit file. So if you pull all this stuff together and you put this in a binder, then if one of your employees complains against you, you can prove that you're following the processes of shopping, et cetera, and doing all the right things. So I only had 10 minutes. That's kind of the tip of the iceberg. But any questions? I've got 1.5 more minutes to fill. Okay. So anybody have any questions, really?
Okay. So 401k, you're working with small to medium-sized businesses that want to offer a 401k plan to their employees.
Or that currently do.
Okay.
So if you know somebody who is a plan administrator, and they're in charge of making the decisions for their business, that person is legally responsible for what happens. So if they're not making the right choices, they have to personally come out of pocket and fix that plan with their own funds. Scary, scary stuff. And they're not going to buy, by the way, because I know we're all networked and you know people at these different companies. They're not going to buy that, hey, my friend that I network with is my golf buddy, and well, they're going to say, well, are they a fiduciary? Are they legally responsible for you? No. Most of them don't want that responsibility. We take that from you. So.
Good.
Okay. Thank you.